Next one. I'm Jan Hoogenraad. I'm here representing the Nederlandse Spoorwegen. Let's see which body it is. I work for my own company, so that's the logo I also show. And I will be presenting results on the UIC Sphere project. And so my presentation will be split up in a part where I tell something about the things that we do in the Netherlands for the Nederlandse Spoorwegen and then make a bridge to the Sphere project. I tell the first part because it gives you a nice context. What I do, I help Nederlandse Spoorwegen with things they think is hard, like, for example, forecasting the number of passengers, making sure the logistics, the train have the right length, energy savings, motivating drivers, on-time running, I don't know what, ERTMS implementation. So next one. So the situation in this is that since 2010 we've been doing eco-driving, and so we've trained the drivers to drive energy efficiently. This was a big project, and this was one thing taken up very well by the drivers. They take pride in driving eco-friendly, in coasting a lot, and making sure that the trains are on time. We got some 4% energy savings on that, which is not a lot higher because we don't have a lot of running time supplements. So if you have a tight timetable, there's less to save than if you don't have a tight timetable. This was the great graph from Alex. Then we had for the drivers 2 targets. The drive on the low energy, we monitor the energy usage affected by the driver for each train. We have the speed profiles of all trains and we know then how much energy was saved by each run, by each driver, and we give those results to the team managers so that they motivate the drivers more and more. We have a nice paper in Transportation Research A on that subject. So we reported on eco-driving and we reported on punctuality. In the Netherlands, punctuality is not being more than 180 seconds late, then you're punctual. So then we had this red curve, where here is the delay in seconds and here the number of occurrences for a certain driver. And this driver learned that being over 180 seconds is bad, and that being 90 seconds late saves you a lot of energy. So he succeeded in really nailing the energy performance and nailing the punctuality performance. However, we were not very happy because trains behind this train may be affected by yellow signals and passengers had a lower transfer time. So this is why we started to move from stress on eco-driving to stress on being exactly on time. And so we have the green curve, which is actually the same driver. After we've given him a DAS system, a driver advisory system, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. And then actually he really nailed being on time. And where normal drivers now are about half of the time within 30 seconds of the timetable time in the Netherlands, these drivers are a lot more very well on time, so within 30 seconds. So now we rephrased eco-driving from driving energy friendly to not being early. So if you're too early, you spend too much energy, and if you're too late, you're basically doing a bad thing to your customer. So that's the training we provide. We really need this because from the timetable of the 9th of December, our basic schedule on the most busy lines goes from 4 local trains plus 4 intercity trains plus 2 freight trains per hour per direction to 6 stopping trains, 6 intercity trains and 2 freight trains each direction, which is a stretch on this part of track. It's a double track only. And so we really need to have a better timetable adherence than we had. And in order to do that, we're actually, from September to December, running this 6 trains an hour on every Wednesday now and really getting experience with that. Next. So what we did is we have this driver advisory system, this is actual display, and it's only this bar. It's a bar with a number. And this number is the number of seconds you would be too early or too late if you would start coasting. Alex has shown that the main savings can be gotten by coasting. So this display is white if there's a positive number, then you should do maximum speed running, and is blue when the driver can coast. And then most of the time, this number can be within, say, 10 seconds or so. And the drivers take pride in arriving at the platform really when the clock goes up. This is now for a selected group of drivers. All drivers now get a new tablet where they have information on the trains before them and after them, and a timetable, which in the Netherlands, in the last years, we transformed the timetable in 6-second increments, because in order to run within 30 seconds, you need to have a timetable which is way more precise than minutes. So we have all the timetables in increments of 6 seconds, and then we can get good adherence to those 6-second incremented times. On this same tablet, there's also low adhesion information, temporary speed ticketing information, so that's all on the tablet. So the next phase, we'll just take this bar and put it somewhere over there, and then we have a connected DOS, because those times are already coming from the TMS in real time. And this is, at this moment in time, a separate tablet that is given to each of the drivers, and is prepared that it will be transferred to the ETD, the electronic timetable display, which is available in newer trains. So that's about the ICT part. Now I go to UC part. What we found that in getting this DOS system to run is the hard part is collecting all the data. To do so, you need to have the exact geometry, you need the gradients, you need all the speed profile, you need the normal aspects, and you need to know exactly to what platforms trains go. And just collecting that data, at least in the Netherlands, was kind of a manual exercise. And then we asked our French friends of the SNCF, we have Opticonduit, they had the same experience. We asked the people from DB Cargo with the leader system, they had the same experience. So that's why a couple of members from USC said, well, we'll pull our information together, and we set up a specific project, Sphera, and where the goal of Sphera is not to develop a DOS system or do something at how to display things to the driver. It's really how do you collect the data and present the data in a way that it can be used for any DOS system, and that you can also have cross-border operation, because the data preparation at least is the same. So this is the thing that we envision schematically, is we'll collect data from basically static sources, timetables, usually gradients don't change that much over time either, and aggregate those. And that's basically the information you would need for SDOS, a static DOS. And then that can be either transmitted to these tablets that we already have, or by some other wireless protocol. And we can also use the information for the ETCS over ATO systems, because in that system the protocol, if you know which journey profiles and segment profiles you will get is well defined, but the way how to prepare the data is not yet well defined. And then we go to the second step, where we also propose to get the data from the TMS and the traction power management, and then have real-time updates also for the CDOS, which is basically an add-on and should be having a very similar protocol. And it also can be used dynamically for ATO over ETCS. So the Sphera is an opt-in group of a couple of operators and info managers. We'll be meeting tomorrow, really going into the standards. We're trying to find the best way to combine all the knowledge that's already present from RailML, from on-time project, from the ATO over ETCS project, and put that together in something workable for all the operators and railway undertakings. So, how I'm doing in time?
You were excellent. You've done it in less than 10 minutes.
That's really bad. That's not eco-friendly. I'm ahead of schedule.
It's because others have created the delay. It's not your problem, Jan. You reduced the delay, and now it's easier to get back on time. Isabelle Keizer is present here, so if you want to contact her, she's here, and you can contact her in the coffee break that will start now. We will limit it to 15 minutes, or maybe a little bit less. So try at 11:20 to come back to the room, and then we have time, a little bit time left for some questions at the end of the morning session. The afternoon session is a little bit shorter, so you will delay from the lunch.